it makes absolutely no sense to be sadder than you actually are, to show more of these negative emotions, and to have worse energy than you could have. Yet we still do that. I mean, are we all just dumb? Like, answer this question. Are you dumb? Because I was for many years of my life, and I still sometimes catch myself doing this in that situation. What I'm talking about is when something negative happens in your life, but that's the situation you can easily get over. So, naturally you get a bit sad, you get a bit depressed, but after some time you naturally move on and it should be over, right? Instead, you spend like days, weeks, and months being stuck in this negative energy. Like, even though you dealt with the problem, you carry on this negative energy with you whenever you go. You are more sad and more depressed than you actually feel. And I mean, what's the point, right? That was me throughout the high school. I was this quiet, this sad, depressed guy most of the time. And I mean, the story goes like this. I was 15, 16 at the time, and in high school, just like any other guy, I got a big crush on one of the girls from my class. But because I didn't know much about girls at that time, of course I got friend-zoned, right? So naturally I got sad, I got depressed. It lasted for like, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe 4 months. But after that time, I dealt with these negative emotions and I could carry on. But because I got used to feeling this way, then whenever I would be in this like neutral mode, I would just swing back to being in this negative mood. And like, when I was with my guys, we were laughing, we were telling jokes, playing some games, everything was fine. But whenever I was in in this in between time when I felt neutral, I would be like, you know, I would start having these dark thoughts. I would start acting mysterious and dark, thinking it's cool, thinking maybe someone will approach me. I mean, that's just so stupid, right? And even now, I'm much more mature, I'm more experienced. I still sometimes see these situations that, like, something unpleasant happens. Maybe someone tells something not really nice about me or something. That stuff that you easily get over. But sometimes it's just instant mood killer for me. And this whole story and what I want to pass on to you is the first thing. Never make these small things bigger. Like, never make small problems bigger than they actually are. Because, like, what's the point? I know that for some of you it might be easy and it might be this default action to go into your problems, go into your dark thoughts whenever you're not doing anything. But you need to realize that, something happened, you already moved on. Why would you still carry on these negative emotions with you? Don't let these small things just carry on with you for weeks and months, because trust me, you don't want to be this guy who is sad, who acts like dark and mysterious. I really don't know why people think, why teenagers think it's cool to act like that. I really don't. I mean, I was the guy doing that 3 years ago, but I'm still surprised by that. So the first thing is, never make these small things, these small problems bigger than they actually are, because it just makes absolutely no sense, right? And the second thing I want to pass on to you is, like, you'll probably not believe me at first, because I was the same. But as a man, I don't know how it acts for girls, because I'm a guy. But trust me, as a man, you can choose emotions that you feel. Maybe apart from, like some extreme situations when someone from your family dies, unfortunately. Okay, be sad, be depressed, feel these emotions. I'm not talking about these things. But in a day-to-day life, whenever you feel like you are low energy, whenever you feel a bit sad, you need to realize that just like this, you can change your mood. And once you realize that and once you start using that, it changes absolutely everything. Like, sometimes you'll not be in the mood because, I don't know, one of your friends said something stupid. Or maybe just something unpleasant happens. Whatever. You need to realize that at that moment, whatever you're feeling, you can just, for example, close your eyes just for 10 seconds and be like, okay, I don't care what happened. I don't care what I'm feeling right now. I can choose to be hyped right now. Like as a man, you can literally choose any emotion you want. Why would you act sad and more depressed, even though you don't really feel this way, but it's this, neutral action for you? If you can just choose any emotion you want. I could get angry right now, I could get super positive, and I will definitely keep talking about this because it's so powerful. You can literally choose an emotion like whatever you want. You feel like you lack some energy, you don't have it. Okay, just visualize in your head whatever you want actually. Like whatever. Try this right now. Maybe let's picture in mind one of your goals. And then think about what's stopping you. Maybe you see some people, maybe you see some, I don't know, companies, modern world, whatever. You can immediately get angry and mad, right? But also I can tell you, visualize perfect future, like your perfect scenario. Great body, I don't know, like home on the countryside with your wife, with your kids. You can immediately get these positive feelings, this great mood, and you can just go with this completely different energy, just like that, and carry on for the rest of the day. So this is what I want you to do. Whenever you find yourself in a situation when you're not doing anything in particular, you're like sitting behind the desk, or you're at school, or you're on a bus or something, and you feel these negative emotions creep in, you just stop it immediately and then choose any emotion you want. Like you can just get angry at the bus, you can get happy, you can get sad, whatever. But realize that you have control over your emotions. And again, as a disclaimer, I'm not talking about some extreme situations where when, for example, someone died, or just any extreme life crisis happens. I'm talking about regular day-to-day situations whenever you feel down or just without energy. Realize that right here, right now, you can change this immediately into whatever you want. And it takes a bit of practice to remind yourself that you can do that. Of course, it won't work every time, but just if you can cut down like 50% of these situations, when normally you would get in this negative bad mood, you would get sad and act dark and mysterious and depressed. If you just fix 50% of these situations, you will immediately feel that, okay, if you're in class and you choose to be happy, now suddenly people will go up to you, will talk with you, and like, yeah, I just hope that I got this message through, because seriously, I spent like solid 3 or 4 years acting like that, even though nothing bad was happening in my life. I was just sad. I was depressed, and even my closest friends didn't really know what was happening. Because in actual nothing bad was happening. I was just acting like this because I didn't realize that I can feel whatever emotions I want. Yeah, so to prove that, now instead of getting deep in these thoughts and getting, nostalgic and feeling sad about myself from the past, I just want to pass that on to you. So you don't make the same mistake, and I want you to realize that there is nothing good in it. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. There is no point in doing this, and yeah, man, just try not to do that ever again. Again, it makes absolutely no sense. So that would be it. If you feel like maybe it's touched your heart a little bit, or you felt some emotions in you because of it, well, I mean, I just hope I could help. And I feel like I have a lot of great advice on this topic, on just, increasing your natural energy, increasing your drive, increasing or improving the energy you carry on with yourself. I really feel like I have a lot of great things to talk about. So, I mean, just get yourself subscribed to this channel. That's it. Stay tuned, wait for more advice, and again, I hope I could help. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Amen.